time for part two. Part two, we are going to revisit the crazy app, the crazy Weight Watchers app. Let me go ahead and put on my apron. We are not cooking anything tonight, but I am going to show you some follow-up things from last week when we talked about popcorn in the second half. So if you're new, or if you're watching this on YouTube, that's just youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg. The second half always has the apron, so if you think, I missed something. Actually, I had a lady walk up to me Tuesday. This is such a funny story. And if she's here, you'll just have to say, oh well, sorry, Kelly. I had a lady walk up to me at our in-person workshop, and I just realized I put this on over my jacket. Oh well. But I had a lady walk up to me at our in-person workshop Tuesday, and she said, hey, do you have that, are you the one that has that egg thing? And I said, yes, I am the one that has that egg thing. And she said, well, I didn't get to finish watching. I fell asleep. And I thought, well, I'm glad my voice is so soothing that you fell asleep. I mean, seriously. But it was no problem, because I told her, oh, hey, if you just want to see the second half, you do not have to sit through the entire first half to get to the second half. Just look for when the apron goes on. Also, Casey posts them as two completely separate videos. So if you go to YouTube and watch the first, like all of it, the whole hour is posted as the first video, and then the second half is posted with just the apron, so you'll know when we get to the fun part. Okay, first things first. Last week, we're going to talk about the app here in a second, but last week we did I did a popcorn challenge, and we tested the Black Jewel popcorn and Jolly Time Select for yellow popcorn lovers, and Orville Redenbacher white popcorn. And you all chimed in with how you felt about popcorn, you know, what your favorites were, whether you thought they were going to pop big or small, or be, you know, taste different, be more points, be less points, you know, whatever. And I have to say, if it's just popcorn, okay, this was the #1 comment that I got last week. The #1 comment I got last week was, yeah, but yellow popcorn is more points than white popcorn. No, it's not. No, it is not. It just isn't. If you air pop the popcorn and don't use any oil, don't use any real butter, you don't add anything that has points, then it's still 0 points. It doesn't matter if it's yellow, white, black, whatever. But Anne, who is in our in-person workshop and who was here tonight, she was kind enough to bring some examples from a store that's about, what would you say, Anne, about an hour from here in a little town called Bulls Gap, and it's called Yoder's, Y-O-D-E-R-S, and it is Yoder's Amish. It's just an Amish country store. So if you have an Amish store near you, or you might even be able to order Yoder's online, should have checked that out before I started. But Anne was kind enough to bring these and share them with us after we had our little popcorn discussion to us at our in-person workshop, and I just wanted to show these to you, you know, really quickly. I did not know that there is a blue popcorn. I don't know if you can see, I know this is in a blue bag, but if you can see the kernels, so this is called blue, and the blue does pop a little smaller. This pops a little bit smaller than some of them. Oh yeah, and that's right, Anne says you can also, so if you're in East Tennessee, she said you can also get this Amish popcorn. You can get it at JB's Market in Clinton. And I forget, Anne, don't you know them, or you're related to them or something? So yeah, so if you're in Clinton, Knoxville, La Follette, Jacksboro, you know, anywhere in this East Tennessee area, you can go to JB's Market and also get these. So there is a blue version. It was yummy. There's a baby yellow. Look how tiny those are. So that's a baby yellow. They were still better than the black. Yeah, baby yellow. She brought us one that was rainbow, and I think that is just, oh yeah, okay, so sorry, so JB graduated with her little brother. So yeah, so support JB's Market. Rainbow, and I have a feeling this one with the mix that's in here, I don't know if this was rainbow popcorn, like if it was rainbow on the cob, or if they just mixed, you know, a bunch of different colored kernels together, you know, in that. Then she also had baby white. So it was a little bit smaller white. This is even, that's about the same size as the white. Oh, and Debbie says Yoder's is on Amazon too. Seriously? Yoder's is on Amazon? Didn't know that. Because Bulls Gap is like this big. And I just assumed that Yoder's was just ours and that no one else had it. Okay, that's kind of disappointing. Just kidding. Okay, and then this one, everybody got super excited. It's caramel type. Caramel type. So I don't know if this is the kind that is most popular for making caramel popcorn from, but this tastes like normal popcorn. She also brought a couple of different seasonings for us to try, but this one is a caramel type, and these were nice and fluffy. I ended up eating about a half a bag of this one. Thanks, Anne. But this one was my favorite, and Anne, I want to know which of these Yoder's popcorns, because you bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't think I got one of all of them, so you bought, what, 8? You bought a sampler pack, and you had like 8 different kinds. This one was my favorite, the mushroom holus. It has nothing to do with mushrooms, doesn't taste like mushrooms. They're just ginormous. These are huge. That was my favorite. So the mushroom holus was my favorite of the ones that Anne brought from Yoder's. So thank you, Anne. That was very sweet of you. But yeah, mushroom holus was definitely my favorite. So if I wander up to Yoder's in, yeah, she says she thinks that one's her favorite too. If I wander up to Yoder's in Bulls Gap, I will be sure and check that out. Okay, so here in the second half, I want to tell everybody, I want to wish you all congratulations. Your app is bug-free. So according to the statement that Weight Watchers put out when they updated the app, and it says, hold on, let me find it. Remember, when they updated this last update, I had to force my iPad to do it. My phone automatically did it, but I had to force my iPad to do it. But I'm glad I did, because I got this note. We've debugged and improved our app experience, worked on issues that caused crashes, and fine-tuned a handful of things behind the scenes. Remember last week when I was talking about, okay, there's some software developer that has messed this up, and I hope it was an accident, and I hope they mean to put it back. Okay, so fine-tuned a handful of things behind the scenes, all to empower your WW journey and help you build habits for a happy, healthy life. Okay, so congratulations, your app is debugged. It does seem to be working a little bit better this week. I've not had any issues. I haven't heard anybody say, usually at least once a week here lately, I get a message that says, is your app down? Is your app down? My app is down. I'm assuming those are the crashes that they're talking about. We have all been frustrated with some of the updates that they've made, things that they've taken away, things that appear to be gone, things we can't find, whatever. So the Discover Content tab, and I'm going to show you on my iPad here in a second, but the Discover Content tab was down. That was gone. No, the Discover Content tab wasn't gone. The weekly topic was gone for just a couple of days. So I don't know if that was an oversight and then they just turned it back on, or if they thought about taking it away and people freaked out and they put it back on. Not really sure how that went down because I'm not in their inner circle, but it's back. And a couple of other things are back. And Julie, that is perfect timing. So what we are literally getting ready to talk about are a few things that Julie figured out, and Julie, don't blow the secret for everybody, but a few things that Julie figured out just today, I think it was, or might have been late yesterday. So everybody say hello to Julie. Julie is also the one that that is hostessing the Bulk It Up Challenge. So if you have any questions about how you can bulk something up or how the challenge works, because again, there's nothing to sign up for, there's nothing to pay, there's nothing to do, you just do it, you just do it. You just challenge yourself. But yeah, everybody say hello to Julie. She's the one that's hostessing that. And Julie and Orlando Debbie had a great had a great discussion back and forth. It was either yesterday or today about some of these things that are back. So I have an iPad, so I have Apple products. Yeah, and Julie found one of the things that I'm going to show you. She found where it was. So we've all been searching for this, and again, I'll show you here in just a second. But I have an iPad, I have Apple products. So it might be just a little bit different if you have an Android. Julie, Debbie, jump in if I'm missing anything. But the first thing that we thought was missing, and I've never seen my leader Gwen actually mad. Like, I've seen her irritated a couple of times, but I've never, and if you've ever met her, she's just so, it's okay, Julie. Shh. Julie said she found it by accident. Nobody needs to know it was an accident. Okay. If y'all know Gwen, if you've known her very long, like Gwen was my mom's leader, okay? Doesn't mean that Gwen's that old. Just means she's been doing this for a really, really, really long time. I've seen her irritated a handful of times, but I have never actually seen her mad. She was approaching irritability when she thought that the weekly topic was gone. So hold on a second. It is back, and again, I had to force mine to update, and yes, I know that this is going to be backwards. Sorry, because we're doing this on Facebook, but so here is your app, and I'm going to do a couple of short little video clips for Casey to poke into this video when she posted it on YouTube. But so here is your app, and Discover Content is the 3 little lines up here at the top. So for a couple of days last week, when you clicked on the 3 little lines, that's called the hamburger menu. Some people call it the 3 horizontal lines. But down here, when you scroll down to Discover Content, for a couple of days last week, this was not there. The weekly topic was just gone. And it went straight to Brooke Shields' lovely face for the walk talks. But I was like, whoa, wait a minute. What do you mean? What do you mean we can't even see this week's weekly topic? So if you are using a desktop, you can only see 1 week at a time. And if you want to be able to go back to it, you're going to have to save that as a link to yourself. You're going to have to save it. You're going to have to bookmark it. Seems like a lot of trouble to go back and forth, but you are not going to, on a desktop computer, you are not going to find it any other way. And I thought, oh my gosh, if they have done this to the app, I'm gonna hurt somebody. I'm going to hurt somebody. So again, I don't know if it was intentional. I don't know if it was like, oh, we did some programming and oh no, where did the weekly topic go? Maybe it was an accident. I don't know, but it is back. And when you're on the weekly topic, you can click here for see more information, and it will take you to more information about that weekly topic and about, you know, some other things. Or hold on, oops, I didn't mean to get off that. Sorry, working upside down. Discover Content, weekly technique. See more techniques. Okay, and here it is. Oh, and it's even changed. Okay, it's even changed since I clicked on this earlier. Oh, and Debbie said, AI did not find that programming error, LOL. Whew, we talked about AI in Sunday school today. That's a whole other topic. Yeah, I've seen the movies. This doesn't end well. Okay, but you can go back, and so like you could go, if you wanted to go to the one about how to get excited about your go-to food again, you can just touch that and you can go back and forth. Okay, here though was something that I was very upset about. Julie was very upset about it. Debbie was pretty perturbed about it, but Julie found it today accidentally. Yeah, Julie, we're not going to get started on AI. But Julie accidentally found this today, and we're getting ready to talk about it. There's one other thing I wanted to show you real quick, though. Hold on. Oh, challenges. If you go, before we go into what Julie found, I did notice this. If you go to the hamburger menu or the 3 horizontal lines, and if you go to challenges, there are some new challenges on there. So there are challenges on there that have not been on there before, and it is displaying all of your previously completed challenges up at the top. So right now, the available challenges are food 7 days strong. It starts on Monday. Food top tracker starts on Monday. Food weekend warrior starts on Saturday. Food end your day strong. Activity get moving, and activity get moving all-star. So food end your day strong, that was a new one. So this challenge is tracking food consistently is more important than tracking every last bite, which is good news for some of us who don't track every single thing. Track your dinner every night this week to build a solid routine and complete the challenge. So all you have to do is just track one meal each night for 7 nights, and you will earn this badge. And then the other one that was new is Get Moving All-Star. That one is a new to me badge. When combined with healthy eating habits, adding activity to your routine leads to greater weight loss. Track 20 minutes of activity every day this week to complete the challenge, and you will earn that lovely badge. Okay, now back to what Julie found. So again, this was a subject of contention with me. Julie was pretty perturbed about it. So was Debbie. A lot of you all were. But it appears that it is back. And I'm telling you, I wore the app out on my phone, not on my iPad. I wore the app out trying to find where you save a meal or where you create meals. And Julie discovered that today, that it's either back or I'm blind or something. So if you just go to what your chosen meal is, so I'm going to click on breakfast, and then see this plus sign in the upper left hand corner? Before I updated this, if you touch that plus sign, all it did was give you an opportunity to yeah, and Sarah says, yes, how to save a meal. So until I did the forced update on my iPad, touching this plus sign, all it did was let you like enter a new food, like enter like quick track. That's all it lets you do. But now, if you touch the plus sign successfully upside down, do you see this new little menu? So now, and I'm so sorry, it's backwards. I mean, now there is a new menu that says tools. So that plus sign opens up a tools menu, and the tools are quick add, create recipe, create food, and create a meal. Okay, so I'm going to show you quick add. Oops, I accidentally touched off of that. Hold on. Open the tools menu. Don't try to do this upside down. If you touch quick add, it's going to take you down here to quick add, where you can type in, like if it's something that you already know, like something that you eat every day, or you already know what the points are or whatever. Or sometimes I do this if I don't know the points. I'll just do a quick add and I'll just be like, birthday party 60 points, or whatever. And you can do a quick add and add it there. If you need to use a calculator, you can touch calculator at the bottom of that screen, and you can punch all of that data in, and go ahead and you can go ahead and enter all that. If it's something that you need to figure out what it is, you can type in the nutritional information, and find that. Let's see. And Debbie says, yeah, a couple of weeks ago we lost our old meals that were saved too, but got those back, when you do this. Okay, so touch that again, touch that plus sign again, and you have to go to a meal to do this. So you either have to go to breakfast, lunch, dinner, or snacks. This plus sign with that drop down menu, as of right now, as of today, as of March the 3rd, 2024, it doesn't exist anywhere else but here. So you go into breakfast, lunch, dinner, or snacks, and then you get this plus sign, and it could change tomorrow. You get that, do the plus sign again. You can also go to create recipe. That is the normal format for creating a recipe. You name it, tell it how many people it serves, and do, put all of that in. So that's normal, but that's a new spot for that. So you can do that and create a recipe, or you can do the plus sign, if you can do it upside down, and do create a food. And that's another place where you can enter all of the information. But do you see what is back? So I know it's backwards, but I am going to let you all look at that for a second. Do you? Yeah, Julie says, it'll change because we found it. I know. But do you all see what is back? And I was complaining about this maybe 3-4 weeks ago. And if anybody sees it, you get an extra gold star or something. So this is where you would create a food, and you can type in the name of the food. You can type in its nutritional information. Come on, nobody sees what's been missing for about 3 or 4 weeks? Nobody? What is it? What do you see that's also been missing? There's something in this screen in particular that has also been missing, and I was really complaining about it because sometimes I'm a little lazy. Remember, not lazy. I'm just taking the path of least resistance, or path of least, whatever that guy said, whatever the PhD said it was. Okay, the scan nutrition. Yep, exactly. Julie's exactly right. The scan nutrition facts is back. So if it's something that you're going to have to type in, you can scan. So here's the nutrition facts. Oops, sorry. You got to tell it you're ready. I think I'm going to have to set it down. Oh, no, there it is. Okay, so it scanned this, and it put in 1 serving. So let's pretend that this is something that's not already on the app. If I needed to scan the food, now I took a picture of it and I didn't touch anything, and now it said it's 1 serving, 230 calories, 1 gram of fat, 0 blah blah blah. So it went ahead and put all that in here. Now this is already in there. I mean, this is already in there, but if it's something that you can't find it, or you think something's missing, you know, or whatever, that scan feature is back. So that has been missing for weeks, maybe even longer. You know, but sometimes I don't want to sit and type in, if I want to add a food, I don't want to sit and type in the name. I mean, I'm going to still have to type the name in, but the name, the servings, the calories, the blah, 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 blah. So that scan feature is back, and it already calculated the points up here. So if this was a food, and again, that Annie Chun's spicy miso ramen, which was delicious, by the way, it is already in there, but let's pretend like it wasn't. Then you could go through. Yeah, or Debbie says, or if the nutritional information is not correct for the points or whatever, you can go through, you can scan it and let it pull that up, you know, itself, rather than have to type it in. So let me show you again the difference between those two, and then we'll go to the create a meal so that we don't run out of time on that. So if you go to the plus sign, hello, and if you go to quick add, and then do show calculator, quick add and show calculator, that's where you're going to have to hand type everything in, okay? Quick add, show calculator, that's where you have to type everything in. But if instead, if you go to create food, and then scan nutrition label, it's going to let you scan it. It'll let you scan that, and here we'll just do another one real quick. Or do I have anything? I don't think I've got anything here that's not already on the app. But anyway, so you can just do that. You turn it, you hold it over the top of it, and I know you all can't see this, but it was scanning and it was adding them in. So now all I have to do is type. Yeah, all I have to do is type in the name, and I'm good to go. So Debbie does make a good point, though. Debbie says, just remember, this does not take into account 0 point foods. That is exactly right, but my goodness, usually if I'm using this feature, it's not because I'm scanning 0 point foods. And Phyllis says it's magical. Okay, this is the one that me, Debbie, and Julie, and some other people were kind of perturbed about. So if you go to the plus sign again, hello, and do, can you see that create meal? If you go to create meal and touch that, you can add a meal. So let's say, for example, so the first thing says add a meal name. So I'm going to call this meal yogurt breakfast. Okay, because if I eat yogurt in the morning, I eat it the same way. It might not have the exact same ingredients in it, but I eat the same way every time if I eat yogurt for breakfast. So I'm going to call this meal yogurt breakfast. And then I'm going to add a meal item. And it's going to bring up some of my frequently eaten things. So can y'all see that? It brings up some of your frequently eaten things. So to that meal, I always have, let's see, I always have coffee. So I'm going to pull up black coffee there. And I'm going to add that one. I don't need to add any ingredients, and it is 0, but I'm going to add that as an ingredient. Even though it's making a meal, it's going to call it an ingredient. Then I'm going to add Dannon Light and Fit Yogurt. Oops, hold on, I spelled it wrong. I spelled it Canon. Dannon Light and Fit Yogurt, and I eat the kind, I always eat the ones that are 2 points. So it doesn't matter if it's vanilla or not, they're always going to be 2 points. Yeah, and Debbie just made a good point. She always puts her initials before the title so that when she types in DC, all of her created foods appear. Okay, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to put, in front of the yogurt, I'm going to put IYHAE, even though that's not my name, if you have an egg, yogurt breakfast, so that I can type that in. Okay, so now we've got black coffee, Dannon Light and Fit yogurt, and it doesn't matter what flavor it is. I know all the ones I eat are all 2 points. Then I'm going to add another ingredient, and that is going to be some kind of fruit. So I'm just going to put blueberries. It doesn't, I just know that blueberries is a 0 point fruit. So it always is going to have a 0 point fruit, and it literally doesn't matter if it's blueberries, strawberries, a banana, whatever. It's going to be some kind of a 0 point fruit, and I'm going to add that ingredient. And then I'm also going to add some granola. Let me find that. And I'm going to do 1 tablespoon. I'm going to do 1 tablespoon of yogurt. And so now I have IYHAE, if you have an egg, or like Debbie puts DC in front of hers because those are her initials. That way you can find your food faster. And you're going to click, if you want to do notes, you can type some notes down here. You can do some optional things, but then you're going to click create. And now I have this breakfast saved. So now I've got a 3 point, if you have an egg yogurt breakfast, is black coffee, some kind of Dannon Light and Fit yogurt that is 2 points, some kind of 0 point fruit, and a tablespoon of granola, a granola that's going to be 1 tablespoon. If you need to add something else to it on the fly, you can. If you want to favorite it, you just touch that little flag. It's like a little flag tag, I guess. You're going to touch that, and that will favorite it. And then you can tell it that you're done. So here's what's going to happen. The next time that I need to track that, I can go to breakfast, or I can go to search food, and I can type in let's see, if you have an egg, if I could spell correctly, if you have an egg, oops, my goodness, I cannot type, if you have an egg, that is not coming up yet. Oh, whoops, that's for dinner. Hold on, let's see, track breakfast. So we're going to tell it we want yogurt breakfast. Well, that did not come up where I wanted it to. So instead we're going to have to go to, I think we're going to have to go to My Food. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to have to go to the 3 horizontal lines, go to My Food, and then there's foods, recipes, and meals. So foods that you've saved, like if you scan them or whatever, would be there. Recipes that you've created would be here. And this might be a little bit different because it's my tablet instead of my phone, but recipes will be there. And like if you're, like when I'm on my phone, the recipes come up with 2 even cooler looking sections that have the recipes that I've created or recipes that I've saved. But then you can go to meals, and if you go to meals, it should be, of course I have a lot of meals saved. I have a lot of meals saved. So let me find it. Right there it is. So if you have, I only don't put IYHAE in front of yours, just because that's, Debbie puts DC, or you can put something else in front of it, or you can just name it if you want to. But so here now is that yogurt breakfast, and I can just hit track, or I can delete an item from it, or like if I had 2 tablespoons of granola this time, I can go to add, and I can add some more granola. Does that make sense? You can change what time of day you had it. You can change it to breakfast, lunch, or dinner. But see how much easier that is? It's so stinking easy. So thank you, Julie, for finding that again. So excited that saving a meal is back. And I do actually like that little plus sign, because that is a super stinking easy way. If they'll leave it alone, it's a super stinking easy way to get to create a recipe, create a food. I'm so happy that the scanner is back for when you create a new food, and for creating a meal. And you should be able to pull up all of your meals. So if you don't see that feature, or if you're having trouble finding meals that you've previously saved, just go ahead and force update your app. Make sure that it's all updated. And again, the phone version of my app is a little bit prettier. It's got, you know, some newer little boxes and, you know, just some prettier things, but this is going to work great on the iPad, so I went ahead and, you know, did that as well. Okay, so thank you again, Julie. Thank you, Julie and Debbie, for having that little debate with Weight Watchers about where all that stuff went, and for accidentally finding it again. Yay, that is awesome. Y'all have helped us out so much. And Debbie says, just know the little plus sign is on the right side on an Android. So Debbie is saying that instead of how mine is on the left side, I think what she's saying is that hers is on the right side. So instead of on the left side of the screen, it's on the right side of the screen for an Android. But okay, so that is it for tonight. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you all learned something, and I hope that you all are not mad at the Weight Watchers app developers anymore, or maybe a little less irritated at them than you were last week. But you, and yes, iPhone is on the left, Sarah. Yes, it is. But anyway, so y'all have a great week. If you're watching this on YouTube, I hope you will let that next video roll over and that you will click that little button and subscribe. But you all have a great week, and I want to hear all about your playing. And if y'all find anything else, if you find something else new or something else that was gone away and has been added back, let us know, because we would love to share that with everybody. So y'all have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Good night.